So I've got a love for these old single barrel shotguns. I've got them in 410 gauge, 16 gauge, 20 gauge. One of the things missing from my collection was a 12 gauge single for going out small game hunting. So recently, perusing through the local gun stores, I found this one, and they wanted $75 for it. And today I'm going to show you some of the things that I looked at on this gun that I thought made the purchase worthwhile. So hang on, we're going to go step by step, look at some of the things that I looked at, some of the things that you should look for if you're going to the gun store looking for an old single barrel, or whether you're going out and buying one from a friend or from a gun show, and that way you don't get messed up and buy a lemon. So hang on, we're going to do some close-ups. I'm going to show you what I saw on this gun that I thought made it worthwhile. With a little work, this is going to be a nice, real nice single barrel shotgun again. So the first thing I do when I look at a new prospective purchase, the first thing obviously is its overall appearance. As you can see, so this is a Stevens guaranteed single gun, 12 gauge. The overall appearance, it's definitely used. It needs some work on the wood. So one of the first things I look for obviously is any missing or loose parts. Check the trigger guard, check the trigger, check the top snap, make sure it's fairly well in place. Check the hammer, come down, I'll check the fore end, make sure it's on and seated pretty tight. On this particular one, when I got down to the end of the barrel, I happened to notice I'm missing a bead sight. There's nothing there but a hole. That's an easy fix. We'll be doing a fix on that in a later video. I'll show you how easy it is to replace the bead sight. So overall, the appearance, just picking it up, looked good. The next thing I look at is all the metal work, and I look for any rust, any pitting, any scratches, deep scratches in the finish. On this particular one, it's color case hardened. It's a little faded, but overall there's no scratching on the color case hardening. The trigger guard, which is a painted piece, definitely needs a new coat of paint. That's no big deal. I also check any exposed screws to see if they're boogered up or if they still have straight slots. As we come down the barrel, I noticed all the stamping still nice and crisp. I can read everything, same with on the receiver. All of the stampings look good. I can still legibly read them when I get the light just right. Come down the barrel. I noticed there's some minor rust on the barrel. That's no problem. That'll clean up with a little steel wool and some oil. And overall, the rest of the barrel's in pretty good shape. Probably just needs some polishing with 4-aught steel wool. The next thing I look at is the wood. I look at, number one, the grain. See if it's got any nice looking grain. So this particular one has some very nice looking grain on the buttstock. It's kind of hard to see in this light. But overall, it's got some really interesting swirl marks on it. Looks like there was a branch in the wood here. And then it's got some depth to it and a lot of nice grain. So overall, I really like this one because of the grain in the wood. I also look for any major scratches. These are very minor. These will buff out. There's no major dents in this piece of wood. There's no major gouges in it. And the fore end, while not as pretty as the back end grain-wise, has just a few small scratches on it, but no major dents. So all of this will be refinished real easy with just a little wet sanding. Next thing I look for is, I look to see if the gun has been refinished in the past. So I also look for the fitment of the metal to the wood. In this case, it's pretty close, it's pretty tight. I believe this gun has been refinished for two reasons. Number one, it's a little bit, the metal's a little bit proud right here. And back by the buttstock, there's a lip here. My fingernail catches back here on the butt all the way around. So I believe, for two reasons, this is a replacement. Number one, it doesn't have the Stevens stamp on the back. So this looks like a replacement butt pad. But then they didn't quite fit it good enough all the way around. So that can be fixed with a little bit of sandpaper just coming around the edges of the butt pad when I take it off. Get it down to the same size as the wood so that I don't have a finger or a jacket catch while I'm out in the field. So I think this gun has been refinished, but we're going to make it a little better. I'm going to get this so where it's not catching. So let's bring our attention back to the receiver and some of this metal. This is probably the most important part about selecting a used shotgun. You could tell a lot by breaking this open and doing a few quick inspections of some of the components and then putting it back together. So we're going to open the top snap. Number one, it should open fairly easily. And open it slow. Don't open it fast. It should open with minimal pressure from your hands. You shouldn't have to use the top snap and put this over your knee to open. Once we get it almost fully open, the first thing we're going to check for is the ejector. Make sure it pops. Alright, so the ejector works. The next thing, the most important thing about whether this gun is going to be a keeper or not, is check the bore. So I readjusted the camera angle so I could show you guys down the bore on this. So you can see it's nice and shiny. If you see any kind of junk down there, maybe have the gunsmith at the local shop where you're buying it from take a peek, try to clean it out. If you don't see a nice shiny straight bore, don't buy it. That's a red flag. So the next thing I check while the gun is open is I check the half-cock safety by pushing up on the hammer and making sure the firing pin doesn't come out of the face of the receiver. The next thing I'll do is squeeze the trigger and push and make sure the firing pin protrudes, and then I'll make sure the firing pin releases back into the receiver. This particular one doesn't have a return spring, so you have to hold it in an upward position to get the return spring back. Lastly, I'll close it, make sure it closes easy with two hands, and then you want to make sure that it locks up nice and tight and there's no wiggle between the barrel and the receiver. With all those factors being said, this gun is a keeper. I've only paid $75 for it, and I can't wait to get it back on the out and refinished and out in the range. Alright, well that's all I got for you today. Good luck out there when you're out hunting looking for a shotgun for yourself. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more from the channel. Have a great day, guys and gals.